Welcome friends, Pharma Technical Life, learning, upgrading and helping. Today we'll learn about contamination, cross-contamination and mix-up. So here is a hydraulics principle. Premises and equipment must be located, designed, constructed, adapted and maintained to suit the operations to be carried out. Their layout and design must aim to minimize the risk of errors and permit effective cleaning and maintenance in order to avoid cross-contamination, buildup of dust or dirt, and in general, any adverse effect on the quality of the product. So this principle we have to abide to produce the safe product. Safe product means it has required strength, identity with efficacy and safety without any contamination, impurity. It is intended for its purpose. That's the quality. Condition for product safety is it has required strength, it is free from contamination, free from impurity, correctly labeled, packed in correct form, and no adverse drug actions. So contamination may be through environment. Operator we learn about the sources of contamination and its remedial measures, how to protect our product from impurities. Contamination, from definition we understood, it's the introduction or presence of impurity which is not desirable in the product, that may be biological, chemical or microbial in nature. The foreign substances which are not the part of the product is termed as a contamination. Cross contamination is a one product to another product when we use the same facility and premises for the manufacturing of the product, like some of the mishaps not to happen while manufacturing. And third one is a mix of, it is a pack to pack, batch to batch or product to product. Cross contamination is one product to another in the same facility, and mix up is of any lot or any product or any material. Mix up may not necessary it will contaminate the product, but of course it will affect its potency and make more catastrophic disasters. So these three basic terminology. Now we will discuss which are the sources of contamination and how we protect our product from this contamination. This is number one source of contamination is a person. So to produce the product, pharmaceutical product, we have to provide the change room, factory, clothing, entry, exit and access control procedures which will enable us to produce safe product. Separate ancillary, clean area and canteen should be there. No washroom and eating, drinking and smoking is not permitted in vicinity of the manufacturing area. We will see all of these signs. We have to follow it, then only safe product can be produced. Next, personal hygiene. We should observe utmost level of personal hygiene to give a defect-free product. If we work with illnesses, our chances of contaminating product are much higher. Then man flow, traffic. Let us understand a standing human will produce thousands of bacteria, but when person is moving, many bacteria will generate. This is the number, millions of bacteria will generate in the premises and it will contaminate the product. So movement should be slow as required and traffic should be controlled with entry, exit and access control effective systems. Next, training and qualification. We have to impart necessary training and qualify the people which are working in the critical areas, and of course no any personal material should be carried inside the production premises. It will also contaminate the product. It can carry more dust and germs from outside. And of course lastly the morale. We have to teach and inbuild the morale in the person. We have to motivate them to produce the safe product, contamination free product which will meet the quality requirement. So this is the first source, personal. Then we will move to the next source of contamination, that is the facility and equipment. For facility or equipment, we should have validated cleaning procedures like CIP in place, sterilization in place. Should be demonstrated the effectiveness of cleaning through cleaning validation, and it's a big topic. I will come with another session videos how to deal with the cleaning validation like permitted daily dose, lethal dose, observed effect level, and occupational exposure bands. Then MOC, material of construction used to produce pharmaceutical product, should be non-reactive, non-additive, and operating conditions should be easy to clean. Like SS316, how to check that and validate the equipment for MOC during the selection URS, IQ, PQ. That has to be taken in consideration. It will not contaminate the product due by any means. Next, maintenance. Maintenance of the product should be done in a separate area than the manufacturing area, because during maintenance most of the contaminant may introduce to the equipment, and that contaminants carry over to the product. Then special system like dust collector, LAFs, laminar air flows, vertical, horizontal, we have to install on the equipments, which will protect the environment around the equipments and will not generate any contamination. And lastly, our practices should be very robust and effective, which will not generate the any sort of product chemical microbial contamination, like filters, which we don't know what kind of contamination it will carry at level of and quantum of the contaminants, chemical or microbial, to the product, and what will it leads to. So we have to get the control on the filters, equipments, its cleaning procedures, dirty whole time, clean whole time, and selection criteria. These are the some basics we have to learn and follow to produce the product with highest purity. Then we'll move to the next source. Understand the clean room practices. Premises may contaminate the product, so we have to carry out the operations in the clean room. So clean room concept has been elaborated through ISO 146441, UGMP Annex 1. So there are certain limits for non-viable and viable microbial count, which we have to demonstrate through the validation studies, like ISO 578. 8 is used for oral solids, then it's class D. Class A is for the aseptic, and there is limits for 0.5 micron, 5 micron we have mentioned here. We can go to the official publications and get update on this. Then air changes per hour, which circulates the air and keeps the air clean. Then microbial monitoring, like from the air sample, settle plate, contact plate, and glow print. These go through these limits, and we have to validate this through the approved authorized validation protocol. Not only by once we count this, our area is done. We have to maintain the airlock and interlocking systems, which will physical separation of the air through this airlock system. There are three types of airlock generally used: cascade type, sink airlock, and bubble airlock, where the airflow patterns like a gradient type, like 45 Pascal, 30 Pascal, 15 Pascal. So air from the high clean area moves to the lowest clean area. In sink type, both the air get in the airlock and it is taken out from the area. And bubble airlock, clean air is flushed in the airlock and is goes to the adjacent area. Like this airlock system, double compartment airlock also there, keeps the area clean and helps maintaining the cleanliness class. Also interlocking system on the door has to install to maintain the airflow as designed and effective functioning of the airlocks. Next, HVAC system has to design in a such a way that it will not produce any contamination through environment, like airflow pattern Then HVAC validation is a big topic. Again, ISO 146441 UGM Annex 1 gives much detailed explanation on the HVAC validation. The filter leak test. Uh, this is the area where damaged filters or not properly fixed filters in the frames. If filter frames are not properly installed, it may contaminate the clean room, and cleanliness class may not be valid anymore. Then we have to control the direction maps of on the ducts, like filters classification. Generally G4, G7, G9, H13 and H14 type of filters are used, where the efficiency and micron size is defined. 10 micron in G4, zero point 0.4 micron in G7, G9. It is same like EU7 and EU9. Then H13 0.3 micron with 99.997% efficiency. Efficiency is just the upstream ratio of upstream concentration of that particular micron size to the downstream concentration. Then we have to control the temperature RH of the room through the HVAC system, air filtration system. Differential air pressure we have to monitor, because the dust generated in the one room should not go to the another room where another product is being manufactured. So differential air pressure is a vital tool to control the cross contamination when the different products are manufactured in the same facility. Then AHU containment study, that one AHU doesn't carry the contaminant with air and it mixes with the another AHU air. So AHU containment study we have to demonstrate. Then AHU grill, return air, risal filters cleaning with the defined frequency during product changeover or routinely we have to demonstrate. Then cleaning and replacement of the filters is a must. Particle count we discuss. Then filter should be replaced with the defined frequency. So these are all the HVAC related points which may be the one of the source of the contamination, and remedial actions through the valid state of control and using the procedure and practices in HVAC operation. Then the premises. Premises also contaminates the product. That's why we have to do routine environment monitoring. Then area validation in initial phase, disinfectant resistance, concentration study, then daily cleaning and sanitation. We should avoid some contaminants which are not desirable in the manufacturing production section. It has to be removed or at least not allowed. Then weekly cleaning and sanitation, product changeover cleaning like floor, wall, ceiling, all the light fixtures or whatever the furniture in the room. It should have defined frequency and protocol to clean, and recording of the same should be done. Then batch changeover cleaning. In batch changeover cleaning, we should not contaminate the product. Only non-recoverable residues should be removed. Of course, the three compartment trolleys for cleaning. And temperature of the room, RH of the room. Moisture may contaminate the product even more extent. If RH in the product, microbial growth may be happen, or some product are moisture sensitive, the stability of the product also be in question. So RH control. Then drain point cleaning and sanitation. Through drain, lot of dirt and germs will there, so we have to clean and sanitize the drain point. Then scrap movement. What is the scrap generated in the processing room? It has to be labeled correctly and disposed properly, otherwise it will also the source of contamination. Then floor cleaning, chemical resistance. So floor we have to maintain in neat and tidy condition. Open breakages should not be there. So these are the some facility premises related point and its remedial actions to avoid the contamination and cross contamination. Contamination may also happen through the utility water system. So operational controls like temperature, pH, conductivity, it should comply to the specification. Then it should be qualified and validated through the different pages. WHO TRS mentioned detail how to validate and use pharmaceutical water. Then it has to sanitize in regular basis and some anti-scalent treatment. So go through this specification of purified water. At least any general worker should know what is the pH, conductivity, TOC, TBC of the water. Pathogens should be totally absent, and other chloride, ammonia, heavy metals, and then hardness of the water. So water should be pure. It is the bigger source of contamination, especially in liquid oral preparations and aseptic preparations. Then the filtration of water for injection, that will come with another detailed explanation. Then compressor may contaminate the product. The class of the year. Nowadays, many oil-free compressors are there, but in historic time, the oil-free testing were there, and oil and particles in the compressor may contaminate the product, where it directly goes into the product um, vicinity, or it is introduced in the product like pressurizing or transfer. Then the parameters for the pure air like hydrocarbon, viable and non-viable count, we have to control through the valid procedure, valid testing. Uh, this will give more assurance on that utility is not contaminating our the product. Another source of contamination is a process. Process itself can contaminate the product, like sampling, dispensing, weighing, transfer, mixing and filtration, drying, in process checks, storage, quarantine and release, rejection loss, handling, packing, labeling. So instructions should be detailed and dedicated tools, cleaning checks, line clearance procedure has to be practiced to produce the safe product. Then identity status labeling is the very vital. The most of product recalls due to the wrong labeling, and most of the mix-ups due to the labeling errors. So labeling is the vital step to be taken in care as per the validated procedure. Then dedicated booths facilities. There should not be dust generation during the manufacturing process. It should be done in the designated space with the proper segregation, like dedicated facilities, cephalosporin, hormone-like potent molecule. We have to manufacture in the segregation facilities like zone concept. Then integrity of filters, then filter medium and filter type. We should not contaminate the product. Then quantity of weighing scale. Weighing scale should able to give the precise reading by the calibration and verification. It has to demonstrate it. Then it will give assurance that correct quantity of product is gone in the next step and not given somewhere else. Inward outer logs has to maintain, and of course the process time. If process is completing within the stipulated target time, the chances of contamination are less. If it is not, the chances are more. And lastly, closed system operation, bag in bag out isolators. uh, so these are the some process related factors which may contaminate our product. So we have discussed the three sources of contaminations: people, premises, equipment, facility, process and utility, and remedial actions on that. So most of procedures on pharmaceuticals are related to this only. That's why I am repeating. Whole GMP revolves around these three terms: contamination, cross contamination and mix-ups. I will come with more detailed explanation on each of these topics. Please motivate me by subscribing my channel, hit the like icon. See you soon in next lesson. Thanks for watching. Bye.